Hey everybody, this is Jay Lethal, also known as the Black Machismo, and I thought about calling myself the Black Nate, but nonetheless, whatever my name is, you are listening to Houston Wrestling Radio.
I'm the dashing Nigel Ashington.
And this is Sir Leopold Lipstash.
And we are
the Society of Distinguished Gentlemen. And you are listening to Houston Wrestling Radio.
Hello and welcome everyone to Houston Wrestling Radio, episode number 37. This is Abel.
This is Travis.
And wow, we actually had a good week for wrestling.
This was a pretty solid week if you're a wrestling fan.
Yeah, it almost makes me happy to go out in public and say I'm a wrestling fan.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Are you still in the closet for your wrestling fanness?
Well, they got ways to go, but yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's not the 90s anymore,
right? Yeah, you can't as public just go out and out yourself like that.
Yeah.
It takes some time. This is a good, stepping stone here. But
I got ostracized today, about being a wrestling fan.
You should be used to it, man. Well, go ahead.
What's up? I was at the other store where I work at, just picking up some merchandise or whatever, and I thought pretty much everyone at that store knew that I did this podcast. But one guy didn't know. Again, they were like, "Oh, how's your show going?" "Oh, whatever." And we just started chit-chatting and talking about CM Punk and how epic Raw was. And then one dude was like, "That's rigged, right? You actually watch wrestling?" I'm like, geez. "Oh my God, here we go again." I'm like, "Damn it." It's like, "Yes, I know." It's like, and then my boss, who's the owner of the company, it was like, "Yeah, you didn't know he does a podcast about wrestling." Like he was trying to, inform him and defend me, and he was like,
because you're a wrestling fan, you need defending.
Yes, and then he was like, "How do you do a podcast for wrestling?" And then my boss goes, "Well, it's easy. They watch it and then they talk about it." It's like, man, you can't do a podcast for wrestling. It's the fake.
Why are you having your boss defend yourself?
I don't know. I was standing there and let them talk, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
It's kind of sad. It's, the Attitude Era did so good for the wrestling community in general. They got the word out that wrestling it could be cool. Yeah. And now it's just like, that never happened.
It's back to where it was before the Attitude Era. Yeah. Oy.
So did you at least tell the guy where you can go to watch or listen to our show?
Well, not.
Did you give him a card?
No, I didn't have any cards with me.
But, man, that would have been perfect.
Well,
just like toss it at him on your way out,
Well, there's a couple other of my coworkers there that listen to the show, so
And they jumped into, and they're like, "Yeah, you need to check out the show, man."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, they got your back, right?
Yeah, they got my back.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because
that'd be pretty sad if you're trying to defend yourself and your boss and your coworkers like, "Man, I don't know why this dumbass does this. He's just stupid wrestling fake."
Oh boy. So anyway.
Yeah.
That was that. That was my little, so even on like one of the best wrestling weeks that we've had, wrestling's still not near the level of what, it once was,
Yeah.
So anyway. So yeah, that was a little story there.
Got ways to go there.
So let's go ahead and start talking about all this stuff that made this week so awesome.
Well, we got to start off by saying we had a hectic weekend here. It was busy.
Yeah, this was a crazy weekend we had. It was pretty good. I guess started off on Saturday, where we had Doomsday Wrestling, and oh man.
They did it again.
They did it again, man. Doomsday, I'm telling you, Doomsday is a hell of a show. And this episode was, just like any of the others. It's damn funny and good. And if you didn't go see it, you're missing out. And you need to make sure you go to the next show. Whenever that'll wind up being. But yeah, there's a couple of interesting spots there. Of course, we mentioned this before. It was called, this event was called Headlock on My Heart. So they had like this theme of like love and stuff and all that. And
well, because he was getting ready for it because, Valentine's is like right around the corner 8 months from now.
Yeah, 8 months away. That's what Tex was saying the whole time. It's like, oh man, I can't wait for Valentine's. 8 months away. It was funny. And, that's just part of Doomsday shtick, I guess.
I gotta say, I was honored, to catch a bag of Sancheezy's cheese puffs.
Yes!
Yes. Anybody who saw the Facebook page, I posted a picture on there. Mm-hmm. And I proceeded to hurl stale cheese balls at all the wrestlers at the Doomsday.
Yes.
Good times.
Yeah, we got a pretty decent amount of shots in with those cheesy poofs there.
Yeah, and there's a technique, it's like the wiffle ball effect. The lighter you throw it, the farther they go.
Oh,
it must be all the horse.
Really?
It must be all the horse meat that's inside it.
Yes, made with real horse meat, by the way. Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know how numbers the venue where it's at. I don't know how they recover after Doomsday with all the cheesy poof dust everywhere. I mean, it must take a good day or two for them to clean that place up.
We had cheese puffs, we had wafer bits, we had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, communion wafers, cheese puffs, candy.
Candy, yes. Yeah.
Candy was thrown at us by King
That was
Candy.
royalty. That was royalty candy right there.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
And if you didn't know what he's throwing you, the label actually said what it was. Gum.
Yeah. In big, bright, bold red letters. G-U-M.
As generic as you can get.
Yeah. What brand gum is this? It's Gum brand gum. So it was pretty good. We got to see our guests from last week in action, the Society of Distinguished Gentlemen, and they pulled double duty.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people did. They had a special match at the end of the show.
Yes, an all-you-could-beat buffet.
That's right, folks. All-you-can-beat buffet. Think of the Royal Rumble.
It's a Royal Rumble match.
Just on a very smaller scale.
Yeah.
Literally, in the ring, it's smaller.
Yeah, the ring is smaller, yeah. So there was less competitors, yeah. It's a Royal Rumble match. But in Doomsday, it's called...
I say, let's get the petition for next year's Royal Rumble to be called All-You-Can-Beat Buffet.
No, that's gotta be a Doomsday thing. Just keep it as Doomsday. Let them collect all the royalty checks.
Could you imagine if, Vince, did as a bet and lost the bet, and you would have to change the name of Royal Rumble?
Vince will never take that bet, sir.
But Triple H might.
Maybe, yeah. But anyway, quit talking about WWE. Let's talk about Doomsday here. Yeah, the all-you-can-beat buffet was basically a Royal Rumble match, which was great because I love those style matches. And then, of course, when you couple it with Doomsday's wacky and zany antics, it was pretty funny. It made for some funny pairings and some funny moments in that match, I would say. It was weird because we had Hot Flash, started off.
Yeah.
And she was in there wrestling around, and I don't know who booked this, but somehow, some way, all three tag teams wound up coming in consecutively. It was like one bunny boy, two bunny boy, one gentleman, two gentlemen, one Adonis explosion, two Adonis explosion, and then...
I don't know. Tex better take a look at his board of directors and see what's going on over there.
Yeah, there was some funny planning with the order of entry there in that match, but it was pretty cool because we got to see more of what we saw earlier, in the I was gonna say the Mustache Men, the Adonis Explosion and the Society of Distinguished Gentlemen. They pretty much had two matches, and the Adonis Explosion, they just kept posing.
That's what they do apparently.
That's what they do. They just kept posing, and they were having a pose down with the gentleman and Eddie, my bad, Leopold Lipstache.
Yes.
He decided, well, you know what, I'm gonna pose, and he took off his shirt, and he was all ripped and everything. It's like, oh wow, who would have known? And then Cody jumps all in there and takes off.
You mean?
Excuse me. Yeah. What's his
Nigel,
Dashing Nigel Assington. Yes, and he goes all up in there.
I don't know who that Cody or Eddie guy was.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. Yeah. He goes and takes off his shirt, and it's like, whoa, this guy's not in quite as good shape as the others, but he got the loudest pop. It was great. It was hilarious. Oh man, it was some good stuff. Good stuff.
He probably thought he was in shape.
Well, yeah, he's in better shape than me.
No, this is damn true.
Yeah, it don't take much.
Put the hamburger down, Abel.
Okay. And then, of course, we got to talk about Lil Dickens. Mm-hmm. He also pulled double duty. He had two matches there.
Yeah. Well, that was the story of the night.
Yeah, it was the whole little love story with him and his little girlfriend that just kind of showed up out of nowhere. What was her name? Sassafras?
Sassafras.
Yeah. So, they met, went out, and almost got married, all within a 2-hour time span. And then, of course, as it always is with wrestling, whenever there's a wedding, the wedding never really truly goes off, and it, went for a nice little heel turn there where she wound up being with the original son of a bitch.
Ah, yes.
And that set up a match there at the end with the all-you-can-eat buffet, and then original son of a bitch, thought he had won it.
Yeah.
But then there was one surprise entrant with Lil Dickens. Lil Dickens went out there and he got his revenge, and he is still the Doomsday World Heavyweight Champion. So, congratulations, Lil Dickens.
And, of course, after the show, Tex did come out and say that was the final appearance of the original son of a bitch.
Right.
He was going on bigger, better things.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that was his last time there with Doomsday, and we're relative newcomers to Doomsday, and the little bit that I've seen of the original son of a bitch has been great. He's a great performer, and he will be missed. I'm sure people that are more longtime fans of Doomsday will definitely miss him a lot too. So, we wish you well in your future endeavors.
Really?
But I mean that more genuinely.
Okay. By laughing after you say it. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. Wish you well in your future endeavors. LOL JK.
Yeah. That's the next time WWE's going to do that on their website. I want to see them do that. LOL JK.
JK. Smiley face.
Hey, we were very close to seeing another match on the card.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
We almost saw the ring versus the front row.
Yes. Oh man, that ring just kept moving throughout the entire night. It just kept sliding and sliding, and it almost slid right into the front row.
Literally, the ring was sliding.
Yes.
Towards the front row.
With every Irish whip and turnbuckle toss and everything, it just inched closer and closer.
I think by the towards the end of the match, I was more focused on where the ring was to the front row to what was going on.
Well, and it was funny too because Tex in character said, "Wow, I really wish it would start Irish whipping them towards the other corner, like trying to give a hint,
nudge, nudge."
That was pretty funny. Well, it was one of those not planned funny things, but still funny nonetheless.
Yeah.
And
it's one of the things you can expect from Doomsday Wrestling.
Yes. And, just Tex and Dirty, being able to come up with stuff like that on the fly, that was really cool. It was really good.
Yep.
So, good show, guys. I really look forward to your next show, whenever that'll be.
And if people haven't seen it yet, check out our Facebook page. We did post pictures of the event on there, so check those out.
And hopefully Randy will get to posting some other pictures that she took on the Instagram. Hopefully that'll come up. And then, of course, if you missed it, we do have the Creator Wrestler panel, or at least part of the Creator Wrestler panel, up on our YouTube page, so you can check that out.
From Doomsday, from Comic Palooza.
Yeah, from Comic Palooza. So check it out. Good stuff.
Check that out on our YouTube page. And while you're on YouTube, feel free to subscribe to our channel, where you can check out all our past episodes and some extra bonus stuff that we throw up every once in a while.
Yeah, there's little Easter eggs here and there.
We try to. We try to make it spiffy.
Yeah.
But if you're not on YouTube, you can check us out on HoustonWrestlingRadio.com. You can also download us. Where you can listen to us on what? Stitcher?
Stitcher on your iPhone or Android phone or on your smartphone. That's download the Stitcher app and then search for Houston Wrestling Radio. And then, of course, iTunes, where you could download it onto whatever you can put your iTunes on.
Who doesn't have iTunes nowadays?
Yeah, it's iTunes.
Except for us. We don't have iTunes.
Well, I have iTunes.
Yeah, well, you use it?
Sometimes.
You don't use it. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we try to make everything as easy as possible for our listeners. So, unless trying to listen to us, but
right.
Other than that, yeah, it's check us out: iTunes, Stitcher, HoustonWrestlingRadio.com, and Facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio.
And don't forget about our Twitter handle, @HWrestlingRadio.
Oh, that's your thing. You can promote that all you want.
Oh, I see. All right. So, anyway, that was a lot of cheap plugs that we just snuck in there.
It's our show. We can do cheap plugs all we want.
Oh, okay.
It's not cheap, it's our show, so yeah. There you go.
No, our show's cheap.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So, I guess one last thing that I just wanted to add there from Doomsday is that I finally got one of the little Doomsday bumper stickers put on the back of the new car there. So that was my first modification, actually, to the new car,
okay.
Doomsday bumper sticker.
the HWR mobile?
Yes, I like that. The HWR mobile.
Yes. We need to get our own bumper stickers.
Yeah, or something. Something like that.
Hey, Aaron, you listening to us? Get us some bumper stickers.
Well, he can come up with a design. He doesn't do any of the printing.
Yeah.
Well,
You can come up with something.
yeah, sure. HWR bumper stickers. All right.
Because he's with he's me and Aaron G. Awesome AG Designs. He can make anything.
Yes. Anything that needs designing, he can design it.
There you go.
All right. Enough of that. Unless there was anything else you wanted to add from Doomsday.
No, that was part 1 of our weekend.
Yeah, that was part 1.
Yeah.
Part 2 of our weekend. Payback.
He's a bitch.
Yes.
I mean, no, wait. No, you're not supposed to say that after that. No, yeah, you are. Payback. WWE Payback. Pay-per-view.
Yes.
So, what'd you think of this?
I thought it was a pretty good pay-per-view. It was better than I expected. A little overshadowed by Raw, but...
A little?
Yeah. We'll get to Raw soon enough. But yeah, that pay-per-view was pretty good. I see a surprising match that came out of there was Caitlyn versus AJ. That was better than expected. I'm not saying it was the best match of the night. I'm just saying, wow, that was pretty good. I wasn't expecting it out of that match,
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect there. You would think, both of them they've been around for a while, that, they could put on some good stuff. So you'd think they would have some good chemistry in there.
Yeah.
And I guess it showed out a little bit,
Hey, and I think they told a good story throughout the match,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was good ring psychology there, playing into the feud and, Caitlyn wanting to really make AJ pay, and that's why she didn't, pin her when she could have, and, that wound up costing her the match.
That was kind of a heelish thing to do, by the way.
It was, but at the same time, I kind of understood why she did it, even though it was heelish. That's what I'm saying. I thought it had some good storytelling in the match, And then, at the end of the match, one thing that kind of threw me off there was that Layla was the one to run out and console Caitlyn after Caitlyn lost. Why not Natalya?
It doesn't matter.
No, I think it does matter.
You think it matters?
Yeah, Natalya was the one that's been by Caitlyn's side all this time. Where the hell's Layla been? And then all of a sudden, Layla's the one to come running out? Like,
actually,
what the hell?
If you're paying attention,
Uh-huh.
One of the last episodes before the pay-per-view, it was on Raw. Whenever they're backstage, and Caitlyn was about to go out, and Natalya was told her, hey, you might want to just relax. Maybe you might want to do this in the middle of the ring. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And she kind of threw it back in her face and told her to get out of my face, And just,
yeah, she
So,
kinda...
I wouldn't, be surprised if Natalya was like, well, screw this bitch. You ain't... Yeah.
Yeah, but then when she got backstage, Natalya was there with the other 2 or 3 divas that were there. So
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
They're hormonal. I don't know. Those are women. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Travis, don't be an asshole. I know it comes natural for you, but,
Well, we spent way too much time on that one little thing.
Okay.
So, what else we want to talk about the pay-per-view?
Okay.
Anything else coming out of that?
Yeah, I think there was a couple of good matches on there. Maybe a match of the week candidate with Jericho versus Punk. I want to say that's a match of the week candidate, Jericho versus Punk from the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I think everything in that match was solid and was good. There's only one small gripe that I can have for it, and is that it felt like it went a little bit longer than it should have. But when I said that on Twitter, I got a lot of negative feedback for that opinion. But that's the only nitpicky thing from that match. But other than that, it was a great match. What do you think, Trav?
I don't know if it was because of where we were watching at. it did seem like it was going on for a little bit too long, but I think there was a lot of rest holds and headlock stuff like that. For them two to be doing that for that long, I thought it was a little bit too much.
Yeah, towards the I wouldn't say the very beginning of the match, but after the first 2 minutes of the match,
like it took a while for it to any kind of back and forth to really go in.
Yeah. Before they got into all of the false finishes and Heyman feigning like he was going to get involved and all that stuff that made the match great there at the end. Before all that happened, and right after the very beginning of the match, I felt like there was a lull. Where, like you said, there was too many rest holds or something.
Didn't I see it when we were watching? I said, I feel like there was nothing happening.
Yeah.
So, and I understand, I've been watching wrestling for a long time. I know telling a story. I know, got to go back and forth and let it slow burn. I understand all that. But for these two to be doing it as long as they did, I thought maybe it could go a little bit shorter than that. And
especially with it not being the first matchup that they've had together.
Yeah, they should know each other by now. And
kayfabe wise, they wouldn't need that much time to feel each other out, quote unquote. Yeah. They've already had 2 high profile matches together. So storyline wise, kayfabe wise, you would think that they would just go at it,
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. But again, this is splitting effing hairs here. This is being way too nitpicky, I think, in my opinion. But that match was still phenomenal.
What did we say last week about this? Because there's a little up in the air about if Punk was actually going to be there.
Yeah. I was the one that was saying no. I think he definitely is because they advertised him so heavily, and I didn't think that this was going to be a bait and switch, and well, that's exactly what happened. But I think. Was it you or was it one of the gentlemen that had a differing opinion on that?
I just said I could see it to where he would just come out in street clothes or something.
That's right.
And he would say, I ain't wrestling, you can just walk away.
Yeah.
Some kind of thing where he would just be Punk.
Yeah. But that didn't happen.
No, he comes out looking like Wolverine.
Yes, he does.
Man.
He must have spent all that time away to get adamantium claws.
Maybe he's
put in.
Hugh Jackman's stunt double for the next X-Men movie.
Maybe that's what it was. He's out doing movies, pretending like he's Dwayne.
Oh, jeez. There you go.
But anyway, he looked good, and
wouldn't
the
that be
match
funny
was
if
good.
wouldn't that be funny if he starts doing movies and then The Rock gets on Twitter and stuff and starts doing interviews and starts calling him Phil.
Oh.
Well, I'm not doing the movies anymore like Phil.
Yeah.
The whole tables are turned.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah. I don't think it'll actually happen, but whatever.
For any one of those situations that happen. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So like I said, match of the week candidate. Would you say that there's another match of the week candidate from the pay-per-view?
Are you thinking of the tag team match?
Well, I was thinking about that one. And my expectations for that match were like that, but I don't know.
I know you want to say match of the week was Ryback versus Cena.
No,
you were just jumping up and down.
Oh
for that match.
Shut up! No, I wasn't. No, what I was.
You like Cena?
No, I don't. That's well documented, sir. Anyway, what I was
That's not
actually
what your ringtone
thinking.
says.
God damn it, Travis. What I was thinking was Ziggler versus Del Rio, more so. Which, yes, I know, Ziggler versus Del Rio is a match of the week candidate again. Yeah, I get it. But I think that this match, with the double turn and the concussion stuff and, playing up that storyline in the match, telling the story in the match, and all the rest of the stuff that went along with it, I say that's another match.
So you want to give it match of the week candidate, not for the physicality of it, but maybe because not because of the actual match itself, but because of everything it did.
Yeah, I mean,
there was a double turn that happened.
A double turn in a match. When's the last time that's happened?
Austin Brett.
Yeah, and that was a while ago.
WrestleMania 13.
Yeah. There hasn't been any other since.
That's the first one that pops in my head. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that's the last time a double turn happened.
Yeah.
And during a match? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a pretty rare thing to see, and the fact that it got pulled off was pretty good. I I gotta give props to both of them. But then again, you probably also have to give props to the Chicago crowd there. That crowd was hot, man.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean...
They had good reason to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good stuff going on. Along with a special little video that aired during the pay-per-view for returning superstar there.
Yes, Mr. Monday Night himself, Rob Van Dam. It was revealed during the pay-per-view that he was going to be coming back. And that really fired up the crowd a lot.
Throughout the whole pay-per-view, the group of us I was watching it, we're a talkative bunch, we're
yes.
talking about the whole pay-per-view. That music hit, you could hear a needle drop on the floor.
Yeah.
We all just went focused right to the TV.
Well, that was the calm right before the storm, because after that, we were like, oh my God! Yeah. It's like silence, then pandemonium. Yes. Yeah, that was an awesome moment.
Just because it's so, out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, we were expecting RVD. Well, at least the IWC in general was expecting RVD a month or so ago, and it kind of subsided, and people almost really forgot about it.
Were we expecting him?
Well, maybe not you and me, but there was a lot of other rumblings in the IWC. I think I remember there was a Raw there when Scott Hall, of all people, was tweeting about it. It's like, oh, well, here comes RVD, and... it didn't happen or something, but there were several instances there where people were expecting RVD to come back. But it waned, and then while under the cover of us not expecting it, they went and did it.
It's a good thing I don't go on Twitter. Because I didn't know any about any...
Oh, at all? It was from left field totally for you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it was, but I forgot about it. It's like, oh man, he's gonna come back. And it's like, okay, whatever. And
even if I did hear a rumor, something RVD would come back, I take all rumors with a grain of salt. I don't listen to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I mean, whatever. But I think the timing of it was pretty good.
You think this is gonna be a new trend? Of promoting returning stars or some kind of big announcement for an upcoming pay-per-view? Because it worked I think it worked with Punk. CM Punk returns at Payback. RVD returns at Money in the Bank. Yeah. Do you see this like a pattern? You think this is going to work? You think this is going to be something? Obviously, they can't do a returning somebody every time, but
right, but
some kind of big,
some sort of special
reveal or something at a pay-per-view.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
You think?
Yeah. We're supposed to want to see something special happen at the pay-per-view, and if they advertise it and hype it up on your free weekly shows, I mean, that's the formula right there. You gotta hype it up so that people want to buy the big money thing, So yeah, it should be like that, and hopefully that is a trend for the sake of the business and for the sake of WWE altogether,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll keep it up. Yeah. We transitioned there into RVD a little bit too quick.
No, we didn't.
No? Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask you if you agreed with me that Ziggler versus Del Rio should be a match of the week candidate.
That's a tough one. Not for the match itself, but like we were talking about, for all the other stuff that was accomplished.
Yeah.
During that match. Yeah, maybe. I'll give it a match of the week candidate. Sure, why not?
Okay. Yeah. You might also have to give it a match of the week candidate just because Del Rio kicked the Divas title.
Yeah. I think that was a sign of him turning heel, but I think a lot of us were cheering him for that.
Yes! Break it! Break the damn thing, please! Yeah, that would have been nice. And it hit like a poor stagehand. Just
Did it?
there.
Oh,
yeah.
I just saw him kick it. I was laughing at it.
It whacked, one of the ring guys or stage crew, whatever they call them there. Yeah.
Underlings.
Underlings, yes. Minions.
Yes.
Alright, so okay, enough about that match. We kind of already mentioned the tag team match. Like I said, it was kind of like, not as good as I thought it'd be.
Because Orton was in it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
I couldn't get hyped for the match.
Was it?
Yeah, because it was Orton.
Yeah?
I don't know. It was like the whole team RK-No was just kind of thrown together. And
yeah.
We didn't know what was going to happen with that.
Oh, that's the rain coming back. Yeah, we're recording during a storm, so if we stop recording for a little bit, it's probably because lightning struck.
We're on a laptop, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
The
saying.
show must go on.
Well, I mean, if you get a power surge or something, whatever. Anyway.
Again, it's on a laptop.
I'm just explaining to our listeners.
Full battery charge, man.
Yeah. I'm just explaining to our listeners that we might have...
It's not even plugged in right now.
Weather... It is plugged in. We might have weather issues, so bear with us. Okay. Anyway, what about Kane Ambrose?
It was okay.
I think Ambrose does better against smaller opponents.
Yeah. I like Ambrose more on his promos than his ring work.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with his ring work. I'm more interested in him when he's talking.
Yeah.
I like out of Shield. I like watching Rollins the best.
Yeah.
Rollins,
was it on the pay-per-view or was it on Raw where he did that stomp thing where he stomped the back of his opponent's head into the mat?
That was on the pay-per-view.
That was on the pay-per-view? Did he do that to D-Bry?
Yeah. That's when they won the match.
Yeah, that is.
Because that was after Orton was outside.
Yeah. Do you think that they're going to use that as his finisher?
I don't know. They need to work on something.
I mean, I think we know with Roman Reigns, it's a spear or a powerbomb with him.
I would think so.
And with Ambrose, we know it's that front DDT, reverse DDT thing. But with Rollins, I don't know yet. I mean,
he does a lot of weird things off, with his knee and his foot and everything. So.
I was hoping against hope that they would let him do the God's Last Gift, the jumping small package. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they're going to let him do that in WWE.
Yeah, probably not.
But
most good indie wrestling finishers aren't used in WWE.
Yeah, for good reason. Most of them probably aren't that safe. But I don't know. It's a small package. I mean, you jump into it, and so there's impact on it. So
yeah.
I guess you could do that safe, but I don't know. I just maybe it's just too flashy for WWE. I don't know, but I'm hoping that they let him do that. But,
well, he's the flashy one of the group.
Yeah, it's true.
Come on, he's got half bleach blonde hair there.
His hair is what makes him flashy.
Yeah. Like, damn, if we can't have Jeff Hardy, we'll have this guy.
All right. Let's see. What other matches were on the card except for the main event? Anything else that we're missing?
We crowned a new IC champ.
We did. Oh my god, I loved the finish of that match. It was hilarious. Yeah. With
and I think we kind of called it on last week's.
Did we?
Yeah.
Maybe you did. I don't think I called it.
Okay, I'll take credit for it.
Yeah, you take credit. Go ahead there, little buddy.
Thanks, big guy.
Yeah, figure 4 onto Barrett. And then Curtis Axel just jumps in and pins Barrett. And Miz is like, oh, what the hell? And he's trying to get him in 1, 2, 3. Like, that was so great.
And I was laughing so hard because it happened to Miz.
Oh, you and your hatred for the Miz.
Hey, look, just because you're crying when Miz lost,
Oh, here we go.
Doesn't, mean that everybody's going.
I wasn't crying. I like Curtis Axel.
You just got up and walked out of the room.
That's no, I didn't. Mm-hmm. Don't lie to these good people listening to us.
I'm not going to say nothing, but you're in the restroom for about 30 minutes, and there's all of a sudden Miz is trending. I'm not going to say that you were.
I was in the bathroom tweeting about the Miz, trying to get him to.
Those are your words.
Oh,
those are your words.
Okay.
I did not say nothing, but I have witnesses.
Okay. Yeah. You have witnesses in the bathroom?
Hey, I didn't say that.
Okay.
So, but what I thought it was cool that Axel won, and holding up the title. Kind of getting a little emotional there. In the middle of the ring,
playing up the whole Father's Day thing.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yes,
pun intended, sir.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, Father's Day. Holding the same title as Dad held, and so hopefully he'll have a good title run with that. Mm-hmm. God, I hope he doesn't drop to the Miz.
I think I said this last week that I didn't think Curtis Axel really needed the Intercontinental title. And I felt like they've been playing hot potato with the Intercontinental title a little bit too much over the last 6 months to a year. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that Curtis Axel won it, and I'm happy that he has the title. But unless he holds the title for a lengthy amount of time, I'll say that this is a unsuccessful title change.
Oh, I'm not going to go that far yet. Let's see what happens.
Well,
first.
we still have a good 4 to 6 months to see whether or not they'll actually keep the title on him. But if they do keep the title on Curtis Axel, and he does bring prestige to it, and makes it to where it's not just a damn prop, makes it into something, then that'll be good. I think good for the title.
Yeah, you said he doesn't need the title. I say he does need the title right now. He's still new. He's still, getting over with the crowd and everything. My only concern is that they put the title on him too soon, and it's going to feel like they're just shoving him down our throats,
Well, okay, I could kind of see that, but I don't think he's shoved completely down my throat yet.
You want me to say it?
Go ahead. I realized after I said it, I was like, oh man, that is not a good way. That's not a good phrasing there.
No.
That was not PG.
You like it when you shove down your throat.
Ah, here we go. Okay.
You want them shoved down your throat. You need them shoved down your throat.
Okay, is it out of your system?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
I'm done. I'm
You're
sorry.
over it?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta be careful when I'm around you. All right. Anyway,
Let's change topics.
Was there anything else from the pay-per-view from the undercard before we get to the main event?
Do we have to talk about the main event? I don't want to talk about the main event.
I do, just because I want to say this. That ambulance spot was so stupid. Oh my god,
we didn't
that
have
was
to
so
say
dumb.
that, man. I think everybody knows it was stupid.
I don't
just
know.
had to get it out of your system.
I want to rant about this a little bit.
All right.
Okay. First of all, that damn ambulance was getting so beat to hell. Like the door to the glass, all this stuff getting beaten off of it. Like, come on, man. You really think that these guys would be able to do that to a vehicle like that? Come on. Like, I mean, maybe break the window? Yeah, a little bit, but, I mean, every window on that freaking thing just broke like nothing.
They're ripping off, fenders and all kinds of...
Like, come on. Now, I mean, I know these guys are strong, but really, they ripped the door off of the damn ambulance? Come on, man. Like, it was too much. It was a little over the top there when they got the ambulance involved. And then, when they did the spot on the top of the ambulance. Oh my god. Okay.
Sounds like someone needs a wambulance.
Shut up. If we were to suspend disbelief, because this is wrestling, I still can't see myself believing that somebody could get slammed through a top of an ambulance, especially with a move like the attitude adjustment, where basically you're just getting thrown and the only impact comes from gravity, and you're just like 6 feet from, from the floor. Well, in this case, on top of the ambulance, it's just a 6-foot drop at the constant rate speed of gravity. And that's it.
Look at you,
it's
constant
not,
rate speed.
I know. I mean,
this guy over here trying to sound smart.
It's not a impact move where like the triple power bomb, where it's like 3 guys are ramming you down to the mat or down to whatever surface you happen to be on. So it's like more impactful than if you just fell 6 feet, So I don't think that with just an attitude adjustment, someone would bust through the top of the roof of an ambulance. Okay? So right. I don't buy that. Second off, is this the third? Third off, the way that ambulance was gimmicked was so horrible. It looked like he just threw him through like paper mache that just opened at a very certain spot to make a door that was like, just cut out. Like it was so
just cut out.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it was. But it looked like so hokey. It looked so obviously gimmicked, And it didn't look good.
I want to add on top of that. If you're going to go and suspend disbelief, for the whole ambulance itself, and if you can accept the fact that he tossed him through the top of the ambulance. Mm-hmm. Right after he did the little attitude adjustment, whatever. Right after he did, the referee rang the bell.
Yeah.
The referee's on the ground looking up.
Yeah, how would he he should have at least looked to see, he really is an
Because I wouldn't
ambulance.
think that the referee would just automatically say, oh, well, he must have gone through the top of the ambulance.
Yeah, if I was the ref down there standing and I saw that, from my vantage point, which, before they did all of the replays, that was the vantage point that we saw where, the cameraman was on the ground right there by the ref.
Remember, Charles Robinson, he's like 3 foot tall, so he can't see nothing.
He's a freaking midget.
Yeah.
Anyway,
little person.
Sorry, little person. If I was Charles Robinson, I would have done a double take, like, what just happened? Is he still on the roof? And then go around to the back of the ambulance and look and see if Ryback's there.
Right, yeah.
And then call for the bell.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. But no, he just, attitude adjustment, then ding, 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 that was way too quick. There was a spot there to add some sort of realism to this ridiculous moment here.
And apparently, this hurt Ryback so bad, he couldn't even show up on Raw the next day.
Apparently. Well, I don't know, Charles. Have you ever got thrown through an ambulance?
I got thrown through an ambulance once. But not an ambulance, no. Well, at least he was in one, so he could just be carted off to the hospital.
Yeah.
Of course, that ambulance.
I'm going to hell moment of the week.
Okay.
After the pay-per-view, we were driving home, and Chris left, and he was one of the guys that was watching the pay-per-view with us. Anyway, he left and I left. We were about the same time, and we were driving down Richmond, and he was on the left lane and I was on the right lane, and we were stopped at a stoplight. And on the other side of the road, 2 or 3 blocks down, opposite of us on oncoming traffic, an ambulance was coming towards us. So I rolled down my window and I motioned for Chris to roll down his window, and I go, "Hey, look, it's Ryback!" Oh yeah, that was my I'm going to hell moment of the week. That was such a distasteful joke.
And you called me an asshole.
Yeah, I know. But see, I wasn't doing it to his face,
Oh, okay.
The guy in the ambulance never knew.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, that was that.
You're such a jerk.
I know.
At least I'm honest when I'm being an asshole.
And I'm not? Okay. Anyway, is that it for the pay-per-view?
I think so, man. It's been a rough week. I don't know.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it. If we forget something, I don't know.
We'll probably get back to it as we're talking about Raw. So let's talk about Raw. Híjole. Man, Raw was pretty epic. I'd say Raw was better than the pay-per-view. Would you say that?
More activity was going on for damn sure,
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably better. Yeah. Yeah, it was better than the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do we want to start? I mean, there were so many things that happened, and they were all good. That's the one thing. This week was good altogether, all around,
Yeah, so much happened. I mean, we had turns, we had swerves, we had returns. What else do we have? We had all kinds of stuff.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns, swerves, and returns. Oh my.
Oh my. Well, you know what? Let's start with the big return on Raw.
Okay.
Wade Barrett's out there waiting for a match, and Vicky comes out and says, "You're fighting this guy," and it's Christian.
Yeah.
That was freaking awesome. I marked out for that. I, was watching it there at my house on the couch, and I was like, "Oh my god, woo!"
And you left a wet spot on your couch.
I left a wet spot on my couch. Yeah, I had to get it dry cleaned, and it was a pretty awesome.
I was
moment.
thinking when she came out and she said, "You're gonna fight this guy." I was actually thinking Ryback. Like he's, doing, he's not doing anything, so why not just have him fight?
Yeah. Okay.
But this was a lot better.
Yeah, this was a lot better, definitely.
So where do you think they're gonna go with Christian?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess he could be interjected into the intercontinental title scene, with Barrett, or it could just be him and Barrett and just have a feud, just them two.
But to do what though?
I don't know. Just to, just to have a feud.
I must say, I was a little bit disappointed when he came out and he was wearing the same T-shirt and everything that he wore. Like, he couldn't get... I was off this whole time and they couldn't give him a new damn T-shirt. Come on now. Everybody comes back with a new T-shirt.
Yeah.
And Christian's got his own lame old shirt. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay.
Well, okay. Yeah, I guess they could make a new shirt for him. Maybe they will. Maybe they're still designing it or something.
Testing the water to see if people cared about his return.
Maybe they haven't contacted Awesome AG Designs yet.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. Aaron would have had it for him last week.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I was really, genuinely surprised by that match. I really wasn't expecting him.
I was surprised that he won with the kill switch.
Yeah, I mean,
do you remember like his last little reign there when before he got injured or whatever?
Yeah.
Every time he would try to do a kill switch, he got reversed.
Yes.
Like the wrestler just pushed him away.
Yeah.
I was expecting that. I wasn't expecting to actually hit it.
His hit rate on that is very, very low.
Maybe it's when it's one of those things where you're a heel, it gets reversed.
Yeah,
if you're
but your face,
you always hit it.
Yeah. So, man, I don't know.
It's kind of like when Ric Flair's a heel. He goes up to the top turnbuckle, and the wrestler always like catches him and like throws him across the ring. But he's a face. He always hits that double axe handle.
Yeah. That could be it. And I really like the kill switch move. I think it's a really cool move. So I would love it if he were to be hitting it more. So if he's a face, then that means he gets to hit it. Great. Another thing too that he did in that match that I was really impressed with is where he jumped off of the turnbuckle onto Wade Barrett, who was down on the floor. He did like this big crossbody splash. I thought that was a really, really great spot.
Has he done that before?
Yeah, he's done it before. He's done it all the time. Yeah. But it's
you're making it sound like it's something special.
Well, it was really well executed, and he did it really great.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a particularly good move.
Okay.
Are you willing to give that match of the week candidate?
No.
Me either.
No, why'd you mention it?
Well, I thought maybe it could be in the conversation of match of the week. Okay. I was on the fence.
Well, I'm not.
Okay. Then, nah. Okay, fine. It was a good match, though.
Speaking of matches.
Okay.
You want to talk about Orton versus Debray? Because that led into...
Debray has been on fire, but Orton can make even Debray boring.
You didn't like the match before the end happened?
No, I didn't like it. I mean, I was waiting for something to really. I felt like the wheels just kept spinning on that match. Like it was just it never really hit the ground running yet.
Okay.
All
right.
That's how I felt about it.
Well, then let's talk about the end of the match.
Yes, let's talk about the end.
Okay.
Okay,
real quick.
Okay.
Quick question.
Okay.
What do you think? Work or shoot?
Work.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely think it's a work.
Think so?
Yeah, I think the days of WWE doing shoots are behind them. I definitely think this is a work. Okay. He got kicked in his balls. And he should have said, "Hey, Taz! My balls!" Yeah, he should have done that, but he didn't.
First of all, why would he yell out Taz?
Because of the... Okay, shut up. Trying to be funny.
Well,
Anyway.
you're failing miserably.
Yeah, well.
Okay, out of all that, you got the balls thing. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to say it's a shoot.
Okay. Defend yourself, sir.
Okay. For this to be work, let's put it like this. If this is a work, they're going in a very interesting direction, and I'll give them props for it.
Okay.
And I don't give a shit. You can call me a mark or whatever, but I'm thinking this is just a shoot.
Okay.
I think something really happened, and just because the way it happened, for a trainer to actually, again, it's wrestling. It could be,
Yeah.
chances are it is fake. It is work.
Yeah.
But it's the way it all came about.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's a shoot.
Well, It was the same trainer from the night before with Ziggler, which all of that is obviously a work. With the concussion with Ziggler. It was the same trainer. D-Bry was kind of like pushing him off and pushing him away, the same way how Ziggler was. And then at the end, when Orton went down there and was like, "Hey, buddy," and was acting all friendly to him, like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fuck you up so bad," like that type of thing. Like, they put way too much camera time into that for it to not be a work. Like, if it was...
that is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
but you know what? Then again, the camera work, when the camera pans away and they go to commercial, if, like, it's serious.
Yeah.
Clearly, if this was a work, and Brian was not injured, they would have played it up more. Like, he wouldn't have been able to just get up and walk away. They would have a stretcher out. They'd have all kinds of shit. They'd have EMTs out, checking them on him, doing all kinds of stuff. But, because they're so downplayed.
Yeah.
He was able to get up and walk away. I mean, that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of thing,
Yeah, but
it wasn't over. That's what I'm trying to get. It wasn't over the top.
Right. But if it was that he was legitly... Okay, well, hold on. Let's establish something. What is it that's in question as far as, like, what was wrong with D-Bry? Was it just that he got kicked in the nards and it was, like, really bad?
It wasn't that. It was bad. Rewatch the match?
Yes, I was. Will you let me finish? Was it that, he got kicked in the nards and, like, that was it, and so he was, trying to sell that but wasn't? Or is it the whole little... Again, with the whole concussion thing, he got hit in the head too much, so we're going to stop the match. Like, what are they trying to, if it's a work, what are they trying to sell?
You're not, both things you just said, they're not right. It wasn't about the kicking the balls. It was when he went flying outside and Orton just dodged him and he threw him.
And he hit his head.
Right.
That's why I just said concussion. I said kick the nards or concussion.
But later on the show, they said it wasn't concussion.
What did they say?
It was a stinger.
Well, that's a head thing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a head thing?
Yeah, it's a head thing.
Okay.
Alright, well... Okay.
I guess we'll find out, what happens, because if it is a work, then they'll play it up even more.
Yeah.
If it's not, then I think they announced him for SmackDown.
Yeah, which means it should be today that, they're recording it.
So, because stingers, they're known to just be little temporary, temporarily numbness or paralysis or whatever, and it goes away.
Yeah.
So it's not the same thing. I was before they said stingers, I was thinking, okay, they're doing concussions again.
Yeah.
Because we had the Triple H, we had Ziggler actually have a concussion. Now we have,
and then now you have Ziggler faking a concussion.
D-Bry.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would do it for D-Bry just because D-Bry's on such a roll lately. Why take him out of a match?
Yeah, I
supposedly he was supposed to get the win over Orton.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I still think it's some sort of weird, funky work that they're doing, that they're trying to experiment something with. I don't really know what they're trying to get at if it's a work. So yeah, you have a point there, but I don't know, man. It just...
The only way this is going to be work is to get over the fact that what they do is dangerous and don't try it at home. And they're taking the health of the wrestlers more serious.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can get out of it if it's a work.
Yeah, and I wonder how this, if it is a work, how it affects the Randy Orton and Kane and D-Bry storyline.
That's another thing. If this was a work, wouldn't this have been a perfect opportunity for Orton to just turn heel and just beat the shit out of him while he was injured?
Yeah, you got a point there. I don't know why he wouldn't.
If anything, it made him look better.
Yeah. But I don't know if they were willing to turn him heel yet. I mean, he was kind of healing it up a little bit, but...
The first time when the trainer first came over,
yeah,
and he stopped him.
Yeah.
Or D-Bry said, "Oh, fuck you, get out of my way," and he went back there. But the whole time he was doing that, I don't know, he could have just been acting or whatever, but his arm was just... To punch him, he was just like wailing his arm. I mean, he wasn't really He didn't have a fist. You know, he was just kind of wailing his arm at Orton. And then when he went to go flip him over, he did the little skin the cat thing.
Yeah, he only did it with one arm.
That's when the trainer came over. And,
yeah,
he couldn't hold the ropes. Again, you know, this could be something legitimate, or this could be WWE, D-Bry, and all them just doing a really good performance.
Yeah.
If they did, hey, they got me. Yeah, fuck it.
Well,
you know?
Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it and see if I don't know. This could be all real. Like, it could be a shoot.
The only other real report I got after that was that he legit suffered a stinger.
Okay.
That's the only other thing. But again,
I mean, when he did that suicide dive, it definitely did look nasty when he pretty much headbutted the barricade. So, I mean, yeah, it could be. Yeah,
because whenever he went down, his head, you know, basically hit the ground and the barricade at the same time. So it could be possible his neck just kind of, you know, went back a little bit. And just hit a nerve, you know.
Yeah, the next, the spinal cord over there compressed or something.
It could have been. You know, you never know, you know.
Yeah.
But if it, you know, if this is legit, thankfully, you know, nothing serious happened to Brian.
Yeah.
You know, and
as far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know. And good on WWE to actually have trainers out there to stop matches. You know, we're used to matches being stopped at, like, real events, you know, and MMAs and all this other stuff if the competitor gets injured. But on WWE, you've always seen it, where if they get injured during a match, they continue. Triple H is a prime example. He tears his quad, he continues the match. Mm-hmm. You know, Stone Cold rolls up Owen Hart with a broken neck.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that where that shit wouldn't happen nowadays, I don't think. You know.
Yeah.
So it's good that they're, like, thinking of the health, and they're doing it because I like it because it's the unpopular thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, I think Cole even said it. You know, well, you know, fans don't like it, but you know, we gotta think of the
health and safety.
Yeah.
Well, okay. You make a compelling case, but there's one other little detail that I want to throw in there in support of it being a work is the trainer. Even once they did stop the match, the trainer was in no hurry to get D-Bry to safety or to start performing some sort of, you know, way to make him comfortable or any kind of medical stuff. He literally, and I even said this when I was watching it, he literally was just kneeling down next to him, chewing gum, and not doing anything for a solid, 20 seconds. You know, it's like there wasn't that much of a sense of urgency from the trainer. I felt like if this was real, he should have been doing more, or there should have been more than one trainer, or someone else should have came out to help, and hey, we need to, you know, something's wrong with his neck, let's pick him up gingerly. But no, it's like, alright, get your ass up, you know, Orton's gonna grab you by your hand and pick you up and then slap you on the back and say, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, I mean, really, if you were really a trainer, you would have been like, dude, get the fuck away, Orton. You know, his neck's compromised. We need to get his neck straight, and we need to get somebody over here to help get him up and take him to the back.
Yeah, that's my only takeaway of it being a work is the fact that D-Bry pushed the trainer away, went back in the ring, and the trainer let him.
Yeah, even before that. Yeah, you're right. There, too. So, either that was a really shitty trainer, a really shitty EMT, and it's real, or it's all a work.
Yeah. So, either way, they got us talking about it, so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew. Okay.
Woo-wee. All right. So, what else happened to Raw?
Okay, something that's totally storyline based.
Okay.
The McMahons.
The McMahons, yes. Indeed. So, we had Triple H tell Vicky, you need to make an example out of the Shield.
Right.
And then the Shield go out there and do their shenanigans.
Right. As they do.
And Vicky didn't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vicky confronted the Shield in the back. And then Vince shows up, and Vince is like, good job, guys.
Was she about to say you're fired?
I think she was.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she got interrupted. And McMahon, you know, pretty much just gave him a verbal slap on the ass, you know?
Yeah.
Attaboy. That's pretty much what he did to the Shield. So, and then, of course, later that night, there was a confrontation with Triple H and Vicky and Vince and Steph, and they all had differing opinions on who Vicky should listen to.
I kind of felt bad for Vicky in that segment.
Yeah, I know.
Because she has been doing pretty good lately. You know, she hasn't been a total bitch heel lately. You know,
Yeah.
she's been an authority figure.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna go kayfabe, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
She hasn't been that bad, you know. But yeah, it just felt kind of bad. She, you know, in the presence of the McMahons, you know, especially Vince. You know, if Vince tells you one thing, you're gonna listen to him.
Yeah, you gotta listen to Vince. You gotta. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Triple H outranks Vince.
Mm-mm.
So
no, but if you're going in the workplace, you know, environment, I would think that Triple H would be her immediate supervisor or immediate. So you listen to him first.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Vince is Triple H's boss.
Yeah,
I would think. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Triple H would have to listen to Vince.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where Stephanie fits in all that, but...
Well, Stephanie has a vagina, so she's the real boss.
Oh, Jesus. Let's not talk about her vagina, please. I don't feel comfortable talking about that.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Just because Triple H has been inside it. Okay, so... The Shield. You know, if you want to be a real cynic, you could say... you know, they're walking backstage. Why are they walking backstage? You know, who's, you know, was it a thing like when they first debuted, like who's controlling the Shield or like who's behind, you know?
You're thinking about the Aces and Eights.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, because the Shield came out and we remember because we were saying like, you know, nobody knew you know, who's giving or somebody giving orders to come out and do this.
Yeah,
and their own thing. Especially because they're doing their own thing, and no management was saying anything about it.
Right.
Nobody was recognizing what they were doing, but
Yeah.
they were talking about taking out everybody. So, anyway, that's all that. I guess they're just in the locker room now, so we'll start seeing them like that.
Well, I mean, they weren't in the locker room. They were backstage in the bowels of the arena. I mean, we don't know exactly where they were.
The bowels of the arena.
Yes, we don't know exactly where they were. They weren't in the locker room. They were somewhere backstage.
We'll say backstage.
Yeah, exactly. They were
the bowels.
somewhere backstage. So I wouldn't get too nitpicky about that because after all, how would they get to be inside the arena if it wasn't through backstage area? I'm not
Through the
gonna
bowels.
Yes, I wouldn't read too much into that, honestly. But
Okay, well,
yeah.
so that's that.
That's that.
What else we got?
There's still a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's. This might lead into a couple. Well, before that, what about Zeb Coulter and his new protege here?
I say they effing missed that boat. They are striking now that the iron is cold. That's exactly what they're doing, man. When Cesaro had the U.S. title, when he was coming out with the American flag, when he was saying that I don't dislike America, I dislike Americans,
Yeah.
that is when Zeb should have been with him.
Yep.
When Swagger got busted with weed, that's when when Coulter should have been with him. That's when all this should have happened. Not now that they've stripped him of the U.S. title, took away all his U.S. Anti-U.S. gimmick and had him yodel and all that. No,
Basically,
now,
try to make people hate him or not give a shit about him. You know?
Yeah, like now that ship has sailed, brother.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
Well, you
there
know,
anymore.
did you see that Zeb went on Twitter or whatever, and he said this was the start of his militia?
I didn't see that, but okay.
So he's going to be bringing in more people.
Okay, so him, Swag, who else?
Oh.
You know, with that facial hair, I could see him being part of the Wyatt family.
The worst part about that, you know, we said there's a lot of good on Raw.
Yeah.
There's one bad part.
What's that?
Cole and JBL during that segment. Mainly Cole.
During the Cesaro segment? Yeah. Okay. I could see that.
God
where
damn,
they
were not they were not shut up
about the hypocrite part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even King was telling him, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
You know? That was the moment they needed to be putting over Cesaro.
Yeah.
And they weren't because they were too busy laughing and making fun of everything and just being fucking ass. I don't know. It was just irritating.
Well, I mean, he is a heel, so I could see why Cole would not be putting him over, but at least JBL should have been putting him over.
JBL should have been putting over, yeah. And, well, even then, if you didn't want to put over Cesaro because he's a heel, he should have been put over the seriousness of the situation.
Yes.
You know?
Now, okay, that's one nitpicky thing about that. Here's another nitpicky thing about this. If you are going to have Cesaro start doing all this stuff with Zeb Coulter, even though, like I said, you're striking while the iron's cold, you can try to, at least attempt to revert back to what he was. Give him back those tights that had the little U.S. flag on the side.
Yeah.
Not just this plain Jane white tights to just say AC on the back, and that's it. If you're going to have him out there with the real American Zeb Coulter, have him do all that shit that he was doing, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Give him back the tights. Give him back the U.S. flag. Let him talk for a little bit. They're talking about, Zeb Coulter doing all this stuff. Well, I don't think Cesaro needs a mouthpiece.
He doesn't, no.
Swagger needs a mouthpiece. Cesaro doesn't.
Right.
Let Cesaro, talk a little bit and be like, say the things that he was saying when he was the anti-American but pro-America.
Right.
Let him do that. It was good stuff. Yeah. Have him and Coulter both talk about it the same way. I can see why when Coulter's talking with Swagger, all Swagger says is "we the people." But with Coulter and Cesaro, Coulter could, have his little 2-3 minute long thing, hand the mic over to Cesaro, have another little 2 or 3 minute long thing, and then boom. But
it's interesting.
They're missing it.
Yeah, I agree. And it's interesting you said, as far as his little stable, you said him and Swagger. Do you really think Swagger's going to be back? They have not mentioned Swagger at all.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I don't even really know why he's gone. Maybe I just missed it on the dirt sheets or something. Well, why the hell is he not around?
Wasn't in June, that was when his court date was?
So is it court date stuff? Is that meat stuff finally catching up to him?
Yeah, it was a court date, and I think like the week after the court date, that's when he fucked up his hand or whatever, and he got all the stitches in his hand.
Okay.
You do know about that, right?
No,
He was like, they showed pictures of it, like he got like stitches like all in his right hand.
Okay.
Like he did something to his, he injured it somehow. But anyway, that was like.
Did a radiator explode in his hand?
No, he's not a dumbass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but but before that, I think he was gone off TV because of the court date.
Okay.
But they have not mentioned him at all. Like, where's he at? No one knows. Is this Zeb just talking?
Yeah.
On the app, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't download it, so I don't know what he says.
Okay, whatever. This has potential. I think if they, just turn the ship, and have it go in a different direction where they could maybe salvage this.
Turn back the clock about 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. If they could somehow do that.
Let's just retcon this whole thing and just go back to where he was before.
Before Mania.
Before they gave up on him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it has potential, but for right now, I'm not on board with it. Okay. Even though I love Cesaro and I love Zeb. Yeah. I just don't think right now the timing's good on it.
Yeah, it feels like it's just put together.
Yeah. It feels like someone in creative was looking over the numbers for WrestleMania, and they were trying to edit together the WrestleMania DVD. And then they went and looked at something that somebody said, and it's like, oh man, we could have done that. Let's do it now. I think that's what happened there. That's how I feel about that. All right, let's move on. All right. Do you want to talk about Mark Henry next?
Real quick before that.
Okay.
Let's do a quick mention of Sheamus.
Okay.
And again. With Sheamus, I want to like him so much. I mean, he's my boy. We gotta stick together and all.
He's your people.
Yeah, he's my people. But damn, I'm getting tired of him. He's worse than Cena sometimes, Jeez.
Yeah, that's true.
During the match, he was fighting both Rhodes Scholars. Mm-hmm. I will admit,
tornado style.
Yeah, I'm okay. They fooled me. I thought he was gonna beat them both.
I thought he was too. I had the tweet ready to go. I had the tweet already typed out saying, "Wow, way to bury the Rhodes Scholars, and I was about to hit send, and then I was like, oh no, wait, the Rhodes Scholars are actually winning this match. Delete, delete.
Wait a minute. Let's back up. When you say way to bury the Rhodes Scholars, they won. But let's look at the match altogether.
Okay.
He beat the shit out of him for that whole match.
That's true.
He was about to put his boot in his face until he overlooked Sandow running in and do a quick. He got him really quick in a small package.
Yeah.
That was it. It was a lucky win from two guys
against
on one. They got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been worse though.
You mean by after the match? Cody still getting a boot to the face?
Yeah, still getting the bro kick. Yeah. I don't know, man. Come on.
He needs to start losing.
He does. Sheamus needs to lose something because he's not getting over right now with anybody new. He's over with kids, and there's still some other people that still like him, but right now, his stock's not going up. His stock is plateaued. He
hasn't gotten to Cena sucks level yet.
Yeah.
He's gonna get there if they
He's
keep
getting
there.
there.
I don't hear boos yet.
Right.
But I think if this continues, we're gonna start seeing Sheamus get. But even if he does start getting booed, if they want to turn him heel, they can, because I think he's still got that personality to where
he was an awesome heel. He was a great heel.
He still is.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, 1-800-FELLA.
I saw that.
I don't know what the fuck they're thinking with this.
Yeah, 1-800-FELLA.
Did you see the commercial?
There was a commercial?
You didn't see the commercial?
No. I thought you were talking about the tweet that they showed on Raw. No,
there was a commercial. There was a commercial on Raw for 1-800-FELLA.
What?
There's a couple. They're eating at a restaurant. The guy, the girl gets him a bite to eat, and he starts, chewing on. He starts choking, and the waiter, he's like, "Oh, help, help!" The waiter comes around and he tries to do the Heimlich on him, and he can't do it. And she calls, 1-800-FELLA, I guess. And then Shima jumps into the screen, pushes the waiter to the side, and he stands back and he does a bro kick to his back, and he spits the food out. You didn't see that?
No, I didn't see it because I was fast forwarding through the commercials.
No, that wasn't a commercial.
Wow. What were they trying to advertise?
1-800-FELLA.
What?
I have no fucking idea.
They weren't trying to advertise like a pay-per-view or something?
They're advertising 1-800-FELLA.
Okay. Well, alrighty then.
Well, the reason I brought this up is because, it's joked about on, everywhere that, he's just a bully.
Right.
In this commercial, he was still being a bully. He did a bro kick to this chick's, boyfriend or husband, whatever. He got knocked out. After they do the graphic for 1-800-FELLA, they come back, and he's on the date with the chick.
Really?
He's in the guy's spot, drinking, his wine or whatever, and
Fella's only 5 letters. That wouldn't be enough for even a phone number if you did 1-800-FELLA.
Dude, it's not real.
I know, but I'm saying, what the hell are you advertising?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's really
How many
weird.
digits are in Ireland? Do they have?
I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of Irish WWE hotline.
I don't know.
Like how they did back in the day. Do you remember the WCW hotline?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. That was the weirdest damn thing I've seen in a while. So, because I guess they totally run out of ideas for Sheamus on who to fight. Yeah. So he's just gonna fight just people in commercials.
Okay. All right. Whatever. That's giving me a headache. Let's move on.
Gave me a headache. I watched the damn thing. All right. So now. Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Oh my God, I love Mark Henry. Oh, this was so great. This was, I want to say this was the best thing about Raw, but God, there were so many things about Raw that were good that I don't know if I'm willing to say it's the best yet, but if it's not the best, it's definitely second best.
Yeah. Here's how good this segment was.
Okay.
They've been hyping up Mark Henry retiring. Mm-hmm. That already is in the back of your head saying, okay, something's up. He's not really going to retire. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then Cena comes out. He does the most generic fucking Cena promo. This is Cena 101 promos.
Yeah.
Terrible. Absolutely horrendous.
I'm the champ. I'm going to beat whoever challenges me next time, blah, blah, blah.
I love you guys for reviewing me.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with me during that terrible, horrible year that I have had. Okay. The champ is here. Yeah. Okay, so we get done with that. Mark Henry's music hits. We're like, okay.
Uh-oh, somebody gonna get their ass kicked.
Yeah. And he comes out with the little snowball suit jacket, with his boots all, putting the boots down, like he's gonna retire. I'm still thinking in my back head, okay, he's interrupting Cena. Mm-hmm. They said he's already gonna retire, so those 2 strikes right there.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. Then he starts talking. And he made me believe.
He got you.
If there was a category for best performance in Oscars, best performance by
a wrestler,
by a sports entertainer / wrestler or whoever, athlete, whatever,
best wrestling promo of the year,
I would deliver this to him myself. We already knew. We've already said Mark Henry's like the best heel they have right now. He's so believable as the fucking badass.
Yes.
He's so believable just as a person who can just fuck you up.
Yeah.
Who knew? He could crown command and...
Yeah. Well...
Just the way they play the whole thing off with, putting Cena over.
Yeah.
What do you think of it,
I think he had a face turn there for a good 5 minutes.
Well, he always had respect from people.
Yeah. And that was like one of the best face promos I've seen by Henry ever.
Right, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
And it was just really good, and
because he was supposed to be breaking.
He was breaking the fourth wall there a little bit because someone in the audience was talking about my little lady Mae Young, not Mae Young, you dummy.
Yeah.
Like that was just so great that like he heckled the fan back.
Yeah.
That's not something you see in WWE. You see that in the indies. But you don't see that in WWE that often. That was really cool.
Unless it's off the script, unless it's, breaking, kayfabe.
Yeah, which it was, and it worked, and he did it so well, and he was so quick with it, and I mean, I was really buying it too. Like, okay, well, maybe he is actually retiring, but with Cena still lingering there, I was like,
and even then, he, granted, he did give you a few clues, like, this isn't real.
Yeah.
I never had the championship, or
that's true. Yeah.
And then when he
I haven't had it as good as Cena.
Yeah, that's what he said. And then when he held the title, JBL was like, that's the one title he hasn't had.
Yeah.
So there was a few clues in there to tell you shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
But I was just so encapsulated by what he was saying, and I don't know. He made me forget. Like I said, I knew it was coming, but during the midst of him talking, I was like, okay, well, shit, maybe he's really retiring.
Okay. Here's a question that's come out of this.
Okay.
Was that actually Mark Henry's retirement speech? And is this program with Cena his swan song? Or was it all just completely like 100% kayfabe, where it's like, well, yeah, it was all just to set up a match with Cena, and then next month he'll be around for another 2-3 years and, fight somebody else and blah, blah, blah. Or was that like, hey, I'm going to retire, but before I retire, can I fight Cena for the title? Yeah, sure. Well, can I go out there and just give my retirement speech and then just have a swerve and then I'll have my match?
I'm thinking something like that.
You think that's what it is?
I think this is his retirement speech, but he's not retiring yet.
But do you think this match, this feud with Cena, is the last we'll see of him?
Could be. I could see it.
So it was like half kayfabe, half shoot.
Right. Yeah. Well, obviously he was kayfabe because he fucking did his slam on him.
Well, I know, but I mean, the reason why Henry was getting emotional, the reason why it was all believable is because, there was some truth to it, because maybe this is his last run. Yeah. Do you think that's what it is, or do you think it's completely not?
I could, honestly, I don't know. I could see it going both ways. It's kind of a cop-out, but, I see it going both,
You're not Nostra freaking Damus over here.
Yeah. Thank you, I think. Okay, so, one thing I pictured after seeing this, I could see him going into Money in the Bank, actually beating Cena for the title, having a maybe month reign of it, whatever, and then SummerSlam, whatever, and then Cena wins it back. And then that's his last.
No, I can't see that happening. I can't see them playing hot potato with the title like that.
Why not? They've done it before.
Yeah, but I think this run for Cena is one of those permanent runs.
Nah.
Another one of those like, oh man, strap on your seatbelts is going to be all Cena all the time for the next 9 months.
To his promo, that's basically what he was saying in that promo.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god, I hope it's not. I hope you're right. I hope that they are going to give it to Henry for a little while because he deserves it.
In case you fans haven't found out, I like the heels winning the world title.
Yeah,
because I want to see something different. I'm tired of Cena always doing what he did right back.
Yeah, I can't wait for Cena to actually have his bad year like how he claims he had in 2012. That wasn't a bad year for him. Ugh. That annoys me so much when they say that.
And then to bring it back up again.
Yeah, come on now. That wasn't a bad year at all.
That was, okay, so...
Hey, you want to talk about bad year, talk about Zack Ryder last year. That was a bad year. Yeah.
Should have been, you know what, when he was doing, that's funny you said that. It's like, I was pictured, Cena doing the little promo, whatever. In the bottom of the screen, they're scrolling the random tweets, And in the middle of that, you see Zack Ryder. Let me tell you about a bad year. And as he's scrolling across, as he's saying that.
Yeah, that would work.
No, but I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna say I could see this leading into the end of Mark Henry's career.
Okay,
I'm gonna say they're gonna give him the belt for a little bit, just to say that he's been a WWE champion.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mark Henry deserves a title run with that title.
They did such a good job as the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah.
But I think even WWE realizes that title doesn't mean shit. So,
maybe. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's worth more. It's worth more than a U.S. title. Let's say that.
Is it?
It is.
Well, both those titles came from WCW, so Vince probably doesn't give a shit about both those titles.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so hooray, Mark Henry! I can't wait to see the rest of this feud, and I would hope that Mark Henry gets to actually hold the WWE title. That would be really cool. I think that would be the last thing that he would need for his career.
Yeah.
To kind of round out his career, I think that would be really great. So
I kind of
want to see it happen.
I thought him having that long run as the World Heavyweight title or champion. Yeah. I thought that was going to be his little swan song. I thought that was going to be his last hurrah.
Yeah.
But he's so good.
I still got plenty left in this tank. Yeah. All right. On to CM Punk. Let's talk about Punk, man.
There's a couple of things with Punk. Let's get into how everything started with Punk. We have the Punk Heyman dichotomy here.
Yeah. Punk basically saying, I'm not your client, I'm your friend. I don't really need you around. You almost cost me the match.
But you did at the pay-per-view, right? Is
right.
That what I saw
yeah, it almost happened. Not quite, but almost. So, him basically saying, look, man, just stay out of the way of the match. I don't really need you. Heyman, or Lesnar needs you. Curtis Axel needs you. I don't need you. I'm not your client. We're friends.
Yeah.
Which
this came out of nowhere because before he left, he was his client.
Yeah. And he would always refer to him as, well, my client, Mr. CM Punk. Like, whenever they did that one contract signing,
Yeah. He's always said his client.
Yeah, he's always said his
client. That part by itself was just kind of, okay, you gotta...
Yeah, it's suspend disbelief again a little bit, whatever. But
if you gotta turn CM Punk face, you gotta get him away from Heyman.
Yes,
and this is the way to do it, I guess.
Yes. So, that was interesting, but I thought that they were going to be able to keep it that way, where they would end on good terms, even though it's been rumored so much that Punk was going to fight Lesnar at SummerSlam. So, but I was thinking, well, maybe they're going to be able to like part ways with them and have Punk as a face, at some point, but move him away from Heyman, but still be a Heyman guy. I thought they were going to be able to kind of tread that thin ice there, and I thought that they would pull it off, but instead they went with the actual.
Yeah, well, he said later, like the first part after he said, they need you, I don't need you, but I'm always a Paul Heyman guy.
Yes.
So he did say that.
Yeah.
But we're about to find out that it's probably not going to be the case after.
Yeah.
After, what's going to happen here?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we get the match.
Now we have a face Punk versus a heel Del Rio.
Right.
And now Ricardo denies the audience the sing along, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the match itself before getting into the ending?
Honestly, I wasn't really into it.
Really?
That much. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was decent.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was blowing the roof off the place or anything like that. But, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So just to say that there. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and fast forward to the end where,
It's the go to sleep on him.
Yeah.
And
he gets to go to sleep, but he falls out the ring.
Yeah.
And then instead of getting back in the ring, he just walks away and takes the count out loss.
The cowardly heel.
Yes. And
then we have Super Ziggler jumping off the top.
Super Ziggler. Oh my God, that sneaky bastard! Like that made me jump when I saw. Oh, whoa! What the? Where'd he come from? And he's come flying off of the stage onto Del Rio, and then gives Ricardo Rodriguez the what's for a little bit here and there, beats him up. I thought that was really well done. It was great. He just really snuck up on everybody, I think, and I really wasn't expecting Ziggler there at that point.
If there was a question that, oh, did he turn face at the pay-per-view?
He turned face at pay-per-view, yeah.
If you question that, well, now you know he turned face on Raw.
Yeah.
Now he's the fighting, the guy that's trying to get his belt back,
Yeah, trying to get back to the title,
yeah,
type thing. The face chasing the heel champion.
Oh, real quick, going back to Del Rio's intro promo, start off Raw.
Yeah.
I kind of thought he had a good point for turning heel, or a good reasoning for it.
All right.
Not for turning heel, but through the way he won the title.
Yeah.
He said going back to the Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I was injured, I was hurt, and Ziggler comes out, cashes in on me while I'm hurt, and he wins the title. I just did the same thing.
Good point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said that. I kind of nodded. I was like, yeah, well, he's right.
He's right. Bravo. Yeah. Okay.
So going back, they're fighting, they go away, and then Punk's in the ring.
Punk's in the ring, and he shrugs. It gives
like,
his little,
okay, sure, yeah.
his little CM Punk trademark smirk. It's like, okay, well, I guess I won.
Yeah.
Which is classic face Punk stuff to do, which it was great. I love that. And then that's when Lesnar's music hits. Lesnar comes out, grabs a mic, and we're like, oh dear Lord, he's gonna talk. And, swerve, he doesn't talk. Yay! He just gives an F5 to, Punk. So the question is, did Heyman put Lesnar up to it because Heyman felt slighted? Or did Lesnar do it himself to stand up for Heyman, and he felt slighted on Heyman's behalf?
I'm gonna say neither.
Okay.
I'm going to say he just happened to get wind of Punk saying that, when he said, I don't need you, Curtis Axel needs you, Brock Lesnar needs you, but I don't need you. And I think when, Brock's hearing that...
That pisses off Brock a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, I don't need Paul Heyman either. What are you talking about?
All right. Well, I mean...
So that's his Brock Lesnar standing up for himself, I think.
I guess so.
It's either that, or Paul Heyman said, go get him. Sick him, boy.
Yeah, I can see both of those scenarios happening. I
don't see it. I don't see it. Brock Lesnar standing up for all Paul Heyman because that doesn't really affect Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, it's just a theory, but I mean, I guess this is one of those where we're going to have to wait and see. But in the meantime, we can speculate.
Yeah. So clearly, that's to set up a feud for him.
Yes.
Money in the Bank or SummerSlam?
Well, the rumor always was all along SummerSlam.
Do you think both?
Yeah, have the rematch at SummerSlam. That could happen. That could very much happen.
Maybe have Brock Lesnar just beat the shit out of him at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Get the win over him, and then CM Punk comes back at SummerSlam, gets the win.
Possibly. Yeah. Why not? Looking too far ahead, again, here's another scenario, but with something else. I think we're going to get Kane Debray, both in their respective matches for Money in the Bank. Like, they're both going to be in the Money Bank match. And Debray's going to win it. And all the while, Cena and Henry are fighting. Then at SummerSlam, we're going to get Bryan versus Cena, because he'll use his Money in the Bank contract to get that match at SummerSlam. So
either they're going to hotshot it, he's not going to wait around like he did last time?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to wait. I think he's going to win it, say, hey, I want you at the next pay-per-view, which happens to be SummerSlam, and then bam. Because he already said it, on Raw, that he wants to be the WWE champion. Kane's like, well, I want to be a WWE champion too. So that
Kane's acting like a little child lately. So.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is that right there probably means they're both going to be in the Money in the Bank match, and I think Debray's going to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see him winning, but let's find out who's in the match first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Whew. Okay. Does that finish up our WWE talk?
I think it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we
phase out for a second there.
I think we covered all the bases, but I'm not sure.
If we did, sue us. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about this week. They did a lot of shit on Raw.
Yeah.
So, you want to move on to something else?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and just call that a night for the WWE talk. Let's talk a little bit about Impact.
Yeah, because they actually put on a good show, too.
Yeah, like I said, man, all week. Wrestling's been good.
So. Hear that, TNA? We put you over. Y'all did a good job.
Yes, you did a good job. Had a good show. The big thing coming out of it is Sting. Sting getting all pissed off and saying...
Which I'm glad they did that, because we said that at the pay-per-views. Like, why didn't anybody from TNA help him?
Yeah.
That was obvious, have TNA guys come out and help Sting when he's getting attacked by all the Ace and Ace guys, and nobody came out. So, I'm glad TNA went back there and said, have that be a focal point for his promo.
Yeah. So I think that was pretty cool. A nice setup there for a logical storyline, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like it makes sense.
And it could be the startup of, what we're saying. TNA needs a little stable or faction or something to go against.
Yeah. It's
5-on-5 or 6-on-6 or whatever.
Yeah, it's been this disjointed team TNA that's not really a team.
Like at the beginning of the show, Rude and Hardy.
Yeah.
And they're fighting off Ace and Ace. As soon as Ace and Ace, Rude gets the cheap shot on Hardy.
On Hardy, yeah. So there hasn't been a good foil for, the Aces and Eights.
Right.
And
you got AJ and AJ not doing anything. And
So I think this is going to be good for the Aces and Eights storyline to have a concentrated enemy.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to stick with the name of the Main Event Mafia? Because, that's what Sting said. It's going to be his own Main Event Mafia. But, do you really think that they're going to be under that name? Or do you think they're going to be under some different name?
I don't know if they might use the name, but I can't picture them, whoever they are, going to be coming out in suits and everything like they did before.
Yeah, I don't see Scott Steiner, Kurt Angle, Booker T, and Samoa Joe all getting up in suits.
Well, considering Booker T is the GM of SmackDown,
that's
seriously
not
doubt he's going to be in there.
Yeah,
unless there's some shenanigans going on we really don't know about.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't really see the Main Event Mafia reforming.
Okay, well, let's talk about it. He said it's going to be new.
Right.
So when you say new members.
Okay.
So when he mentioned it, Main Event Mafia, who's going to be, who do you see? Who do we have that we could be Main Event Mafia?
First pick, Angle.
Okay.
I definitely think Angle would always side with Sting on this type of thing. He's been fighting against the fucking Aces and Eights this whole time.
And he's the connection to the past Main Event Mafia.
Exactly. So him.
Okay.
After that, my next pick, Magnus. He's been fighting against the Aces and Eights. He's a face.
Back up.
Okay.
This isn't Babyface Mafia. This is Main Event Mafia.
So you're really getting hung up on the main event part.
Well, he mentioned it. I mean, not just the name, but mentioning the past, bringing that back. The past Main Event Mafia was main eventers. So who do we have in TNA that could be considered a main eventer?
Hardy.
Okay. He's had his troubles with
Yeah.
Aces and Eights.
AJ?
Him and Angle in the same faction?
I can't see it. Not right now, anyway.
Nobody trusts him right
but
now?
maybe Sting can convince him. Like, I could see him trusting Sting and Sting trusting him, but...
And there'd be some conflict between other members of Main Event Mafia.
Yeah, but man, I don't want that to happen anymore. The internal conflict on the face side, I think they've played that out too much already.
We need just a group of guys.
You need solidarity, for this to work against Aces and Eights. So I don't want to see that conflict. So yeah, maybe AJ will stay. No one,
Yeah, he just got the shirt. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he got the shirt.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Sting, Angle, Hardy. We got, two more guys? Was it 5 guys?
Storm.
Was it 5 guys?
It was 5.
Yeah.
Storm?
He's got his own thing going on with the tag team.
Yeah.
And these are guys that Sting explicitly said he trusts. So, these are going to be established faces. Main event.
Well, I doubt that Hogan will be in it, because this is kind of like the whole reason why he's doing this is because Hogan didn't trust him, and there was all that conflict, and nobody went out to help him, and it's kind of Hogan's fault. So,
do you think they'd bring in someone like Kevin Nash? Somebody has been there for a while?
Nash was in the Main Event Mafia, yeah. What the hell, why not? He needs to collect a paycheck.
Or is he under the Legends contract and he can't do that anymore?
Is he?
I think so, isn't he? I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's just kind of stretching it kind of thin just because he has no beef with Aces and Eights. So he would have no reason to join the Mafia.
Yeah.
So going back to that, who's on the roster, that's main event caliber. See, they fucked up all the main event guys, AJ would be a prime candidate.
That's why I say that you don't need to get too hung up on the main event part of it. I think it's just people that will be on Sting's team.
No, Samoa Joe. He was he was part of Main Event Mafia.
Yeah, he was part of Main Event Mafia.
Yeah. And he was a main eventer for TNA for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Sting trusts him. Sure, why not? Okay, so Samoa Joe.
So Joe. Okay.
Okay. And then we have one more guy.
One more?
Yeah. I really can't picture Magnus as that.
Huh. Yeah, I can't picture Magnus as it, but at the same time...
There's gotta be someone else.
At the same time, I still would say that you don't need to get too hung up on the main event part. Because even the Main Event Mafia back then, they had their undercard guys. It wasn't all just the main eventers. At the time, Joe. Who else was it that was in there? Nigel McGuinness. What was his name in TNA?
Wolf. Desmond Wolf.
Desmond Wolf. Yeah, he wasn't a main eventer.
He was in the Main Event Mafia?
Yes.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember that.
I thought he was. Now you got me second guessing.
What about this? Abyss.
Oh, sweet Mother of Mercy. Yes. Yeah, Abyss. Okay, there. Yeah, Abyss.
Okay.
Abyss. Why the fuck not? Abyss.
Alright. Sting. Angle.
Park.
No.
Okay.
God damn it. Sting, Angle, Hardy, Abyss, and Samoa Joe. Does that sound, do you think...
That sounds pretty beefy.
Do you think them 5 guys can... Because I don't think either one of those guys have beef with each other.
No.
They don't have any issues with each other.
Mm-mm.
They all hate Aces and Eights.
And they can all be trusted by and trust Sting.
Yeah.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. I really hope it wouldn't be Park, though.
Yeah. Do you think that means that there's going to be a contingent that's not going to be part of the Main Event Mafia that's still going to be loyal to Hogan, and there's going to be like this pseudo 3-way feud between Hogan's guys, Sting's guys,
TNA Black and White, TNA Red?
Yeah, like something stupid like that.
TNA Wolfpack?
Yeah, like there's going to be Team TNA, Team Main Event Mafia, and then Aces and Eights.
Let's just do one thing at a time here. I'm not even thinking that far in.
Well, I'm hopefully, that's the same way TNA's gonna approach it.
Hopefully they got this thing figured out already.
I hope so.
Hopefully they're thinking long term.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. What else happened on Impact that's worth talking about?
I thought the main event was pretty good. AJ versus Angle.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? And I'm willing to give that a match of the week candidate status.
I will too. Yeah, I was thinking that.
Okay.
I was waiting for the run in because I knew it was going to happen, but it didn't really affect the match that much. Because AJ pretty much already won, and they just did that last quick little schmoz at the end.
Okay, so I think that's all our match of the week candidates, right?
What about at the beginning? There was the Bound for Glory qualifier with Bad Influence versus Storm and Gunner.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good match.
That was a pretty darn good match too. And then of course Bad Influence got the heel win.
And now they're both in Bound for Glory.
Yes, which that's pretty interesting.
Oh, that's one thing I was going to ask you about Bound for Glory.
Okay.
I meant to ask this last week because this was the first time that Bully mentioned anything about it.
Yeah.
But he was so pissed off because Hogan didn't have any aces and eights. Why the fuck would Bully Ray want aces and eights in there?
Basically to sabotage the freaking scores and stuff.
So to where the ace and eights guy would be able to get all the way up there to fight him, and then at the pay-per-view they just lay down for him. Yeah,
finger poke of doom and all that bullshit that they were doing in that battle royal, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which that's another thing we need to talk about. Doc.
Yeah.
Do you think he turned on the aces and eights?
Well, if he tried to, he failed miserably.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. That seemed like it could have been a turn.
It seems like it should have gone a different way.
Yeah.
It should have been after he refused to go out, he should have eliminated Anderson.
Yeah.
And he would have been the ace and eights guy in the Bound for Glory, but he's not really ace and eights.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they didn't do that. He still turned on him, but he still lost.
Yeah.
And now they got the awkward bickering in the background, in the clubhouse or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's still with him. He was still fighting, he was still with him fighting.
But he did say that, I'm gonna get the job done, and he didn't get the job done. So do you think he's gonna be in more hot water?
I don't know. Does it matter?
Maybe, if that means he's not gonna be in the aces and eights anymore. If they kick him out like the way they kinda half-ass kicked out, D'Lo.
Yeah, is he gone? He hasn't been on TV.
Yeah, he was not on TV, but, we never saw an official, you're not in the club anymore type thing. I mean, Anderson gave him a quick little beatdown, wasn't it? But that was about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that.
All right.
One other quick thing. There was that little segment between Velvet Sky and Mickie James.
Uh-huh.
Pretty crappy promos, but the end of it, that little submission move that Mickie James put Velvet Sky in.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hooray, submissions.
Pretty hot, too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's Mickie and Velvet.
I liked it.
Yeah, I'm sure
I'll explain it to you later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So are we going to count that tag team match as...
Sure. Let's count it.
We just went around the block on that one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we'll count that one. Okay, so that was the tag team match from Impact. Mm-hmm. Then Kurt versus AJ on Impact, and then we had two from the pay-per-view. What were they? I already forgot. Y2J versus Punk, and then there was another one from the Del Rio versus Ziggler. Mm-hmm. I want to vote for Y2J and Punk.
Man, that's a tough one because all the coolness that happened from this week wasn't from match. It wasn't really from matches per se. It was everything that happened out storyline wise. And other outside influences, stuff like that. You know what? I'm gonna say AJ and Kurt Angle.
Really?
Yeah, I was
okay.
I just liked the whole flow of that match. Like I said, there was some interference towards the end of that, but to me, it didn't really affect the outcome of the match too bad. So
okay, that'll work. Yeah. Of course, listeners, as always, if you want to chime in on what you think should have been match of the week, just send us your tweets at H Wrestling Radio or look us up on Facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio and post a little something on there and tell us what you think should be match of the week. Ta-da! All right, I guess that's it for big time wrestling talk. let's talk a little bit about some of the indies that are going to be going on here soon. I mean, we already talked about Doomsday from this past weekend, and they're going to have another show, but we're not sure when. We'll get that info to you as soon as possible. Here's something else that happened over this past weekend. Hurricane Pro Wrestling, they were having a show the same night as Doomsday, on Saturday night, and Rockstar Robbie, friend of the show, was supposed to be competing there. He was scheduled to compete, but he wasn't able to. He posted up on Facebook that he injured his knee. Don't really know the severity of it. He didn't specify exactly what it was or how long he'll be out, but however long you're out, however bad it is, Rockstar, we're pulling for you. We like to make sure that you get all nice and healed up correctly, and that we'll see you, as soon as you get back into ring shape, man. So, wish you get well soon. There you go.
Yeah, talk to Stash. He does DDP yoga. He'll get you back on track.
Yeah, Stash will stretch you out nice and good. Yeah. That wasn't PG. Anyway, so that was last week. Hurricane Pro Wrestling still went on, and from what I hear on Facebook, it was a pretty good show. If anybody, just wants to chime in on that, you could, let us know, send us a little report or message, whatever, and maybe we'll talk about it on the show. But, support indie wrestling. Go check it out. Good stuff. Well, it already happened, but this week.
Speaking of which,
this week on Friday, NWA Houston's going to have a show, correct?
Yep. They're calling it the Rise of the Kings.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Replace the S's with Z's, and that you got
the Rises of the Kings.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Friday at 7:30. Where's it going to be at? The VFW. Post 8905 Northwest Freeway in Cypress. Yep. So 7:30 Friday.
All right, cool. So check that out. I don't think I'll be able to go because Fridays, like I said, bad for me. Yeah. But it would be cool to see if somebody else goes. Let us know what happened, and we'll talk about it on the show.
Yep.
All right, so that's that. Is there anything else we need to talk about, Trev?
What could possibly be left to talk about?
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, this was a good week. I'm glad that we had this week. This was a good week of wrestling, and I hope WWE and TNA keep it up.
And it's not even over. We got main event, tomorrow, and we got SmackDown on Friday, and
Impact on Thursday.
Oh yeah, Impact on Thursday.
Yeah. So good stuff. All right. Well, we've already put over Aaron a couple of times throughout the show, so you already know about him. Gnarworld Order, they do our music. Check them out on Facebook.com/NarWorldOrder or on Twitter @NarWorldOrder. Also, if you have other podcasts that you would like to listen to, you can listen to The Shining Wizards at ShiningWizards.com, or you can find them on Twitter @WizardsPodcast, as well as the Pile Driver podcast. You can check that out at www.thewrestlingchronicle, and you can search on YouTube for Pile Driver Podcast. And then we also have live on after Raw, they do a live show, and then they do other shows throughout the week. The Wrestling Heels. It's a heel takeover. That's their little tagline, you see.
Yeah.
Anyway, check them out and WrestlingHeels.com. So, if you need some more wrestling, check all those guys out. They're good guys and they have good podcasts. Also, if you have a hankering for some soccer podcasting, check out our friends Hero and Hammer. They have a little podcast called Stoppage Time, and you can find that on iTunes. Stoppage Time with Hero and Hammer. And on Twitter, it's @HNH Stoppage Time. What am I forgetting? Oh, Max, Wrestling with Subtitles.
You always say that.
I know, I always forget. Anyway, let's see, go check out The Wrestling Game, thewrestlinggame.com. It's an MMO type of game where you have, a wrestler profile that you'll make on there. And, it's pretty cool. So check that out. And they also have their own little, podcast that they do as well. So you can check it out at thewrestlinggame.com. Anything else, Trav?
No, I think that's it.
That's it? Okay, well then, let's go ahead and wrap this show up. Thank you so much for listening today, guys. We'll have another fresh new batch of HWR for you next week. Adios, my friends. Keep it classy.